From deep inside the piney woods of Northeast Texas, you are listening to Talk of the Night. And now, your host, Paranormal Phil. Thank you and good evening, good morning, wherever you may be around the world, around the globe. I am Paranormal Phil, and this is Talk of the Night. Tonight is Friday night, and that means it's open lines, open discussion, where you can call in, share your stories and experiences, or ask a question of anything that the show covers. Plus, we have a special main discussion topic for tonight, and that is AI and aliens. Is AI actually alien technology? But before we get started, make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss an episode of Talking Tonight. So let's get into the main topic of the show, and that is aliens and AI. So the first question we really need to ask is AI actually alien technology? Well, to answer that, we got a few sites that we're going to take a look at, some videos, and of course, I'm not here to sway you one way or the other, so it's up to you to make up your own mind and your own decision on this. Let's take a look at this first video, and we'll get an idea of what we're looking at.
Some wild theories claim that AI is being developed using alien technology. Allegedly, scientists and engineers were given this knowledge by aliens to study and pass on to Google. The aliens might have offered this technology in exchange for human data to better understand us. It's purely science fiction. Do you think these theories could be real, or is just another crazy theory created by people on social media?
So do you think that the technology was given to us by aliens to maybe use it against us? Well, first, before we get into that, we need to look at the start of AI, when AI guides first start, and that might help us understand the question a little more. Is AI actually alien technology? So let's take a look at this image right here. All right, so in this image, it's History of Modern AI, and it starts at 1943 with neutral network theory, and I'm not going to read the smaller print. I will have everything linked down below, all the videos, all the websites that we check out in this video. I'll have it linked in the description for you to check out, as well as the photos. So, 1943, neutral network theory. 1950, Turing test. 1997, Deep Blue. 2012, AlexNet. 2017, Transformers. And of course, 2022, we got ChatGPT. All right, so now we're going to take a look at this next website, and we're going to look at the history a little more in depth for the history of AI. So let's go to that website. All right, so looking at this website, we got the history of AI, a timeline from 1940 to 2023, plus infographic. So let's go down here, and of course, from 1940 to 1950, we had the foundations of AI. And it says in the early days, between the 40s and 50s, we witnessed the inception of AI. This was the era when groundbreaking foundations were laid. 1943 marked the pivotal junction with Warren McCollum and Walter Pitts designing the first artificial neutron, opening the floodgates to boundless opportunities in the AI landscape. And I'm not going to read the rest of it, but we're going to continue down. 1960s, 70s, early development. 80s, AI winner and expert systems, revival and emergence of machine learning. 90s, 2000, 2010, rise of AI breakthrough. 2020, generative AI reaches new horizons. And then, of course, this image breaks down each one as well. And again, all the links are in the description. And of course, the future of AI. What is it going to lead to? We don't know, but we kind of got an idea. So if we've had AI since the 1940s, 1943 to be exact, when the start of it began, where did this technology come from? Roswell was in 1947, but there were also earlier unverified crashes such as Aurora, Texas, which we're going to take a look at that site right now. And this is a history of Aurora, Texas. We're going to just scroll down to the history of Ned, our alien, and read this little section real quick. And again, the links are in the description where you can check out everything for yourself. On April 17, 1897, local lore tells of a cigar-shaped spaceship crashing into a windmill belonging to a local judge, a man by the name of J.S. Proctor. The local townspeople report discovering a deceased alien creature in the crash debris. The pilot of the craft was given a proper burial in the Aurora Cemetery, which I live in Texas, and I'm yet to visit that, but from what I've heard, that headstone for that alien is no longer there. A Texas historic monument briefly described the event. Again, the thing is no longer there as far as I know, unless they replaced it. Besides Aurora, Texas, there was also Trinity, New Mexico, August 1945. UFOlogists claimed avocado-shaped craft in the area of the first atomic bomb, where that first atomic bomb was detonated through mainstream historians, attribute to later test dummy recovery. That's what they said it was. But we all know how they used to tell what not Area 51, but Roswell was a swamp gas or weather balloon. So do we really believe them? Then, of course, there was a Mussolini-era Italy, 1933. Accounts allege an earlier crash took place in Italy with the recovered material later hidden by the Vatican. And unless you got special privileges, you're not getting down into the Vatican vault to discover that. So will we ever know about that? Probably not. So did we get the technology from these crashes? Possibly. Roswell, of course, led to the popularity of Area 51. And speaking of Area 51, it wasn't revealed to be true or real until 2013. And of course, speaking of Area 51, if you've ever listened to Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell, you probably have heard of Bob Lazar. Let's watch this clip of Bob Lazar talking about reverse engineering of crafts.
Well, the scope of the group there, the people at S4, were to back engineer, essentially take apart and discover the manufacturing process and materials used to produce this craft, this flying saucer. More specifically, my group consisted of me and another person, his name was Barry, that we dealt with the power and propulsion system of the craft, and we were to back engineer that. We were to see if the power and propulsion system could be duplicated, and if it could possibly be duplicated with earthly materials instead of any exotic foreign materials that we might have come across.
Now, you heard Bob Lazar mention S4 site. That's a site at Area 51. And he was said to have worked at, I had to do that because allegedly he worked at Area 51. Now, you might wonder, where did we get some of the technology? Did we get it from him them reverse engineering at Area 51? Quite possibly. But what about the technology that came before they did something at Area 51? Was that technology alien too, or was it just something that we learned from trial and error? That's what we're going to discuss here. But for that, we have to travel back in time to look at some of the earlier innovations. So let's take a look at this website. So on this website, we have the history of technology timeline. And of course, I'm not going to read everything. Again, all the links are going to be in the description down below. But 3.3 million years ago, the first tool was created. Then 1 million years ago, we created fire. And then, of course, scrolling down, we became 1200 BCE, we came to the Iron Age. And continuing down even more, we came across technology for steam engines in 1765. And of course, it just keeps going on and on till we're at the point that we're at today. So where did we get the knowledge of how to create these items, these things? Was it merely just trial and error? Or was it knowledge passed to us, down to us, from ancient aliens, ancient astronauts? That is the question. But continuing traveling back in time, let's take a look back in ancient Egypt. And I got a couple of hieroglyphs right here that I want to show you that depict alien craft and also alien beings. All right, so in this first photograph, you can see what looks like a hieroglyph depicting like a helicopter. Well, before any type of thing like that, you can see what looks like a spaceship, maybe another type of spaceship. And then let's cruise on to the next hieroglyph. And if you look at this right here, here it is zoomed in, looks like a spaceship here, and two alien beings on each side. So, were their gods actually aliens? Or did the aliens actually help them build the pyramids? And they wrote about them in their hieroglyphs. So now you saw the hieroglyphs. Now we're going to watch this short video on aliens in Egypt. And again, this is all alleged. It's all for you to decide what you want to believe. But I'm just putting the information out there for you. So let's check out this video.
What if we found evidence of ancient astronauts in the pyramids? Imagine the implications. Artifacts showing technology beyond our current understanding, hieroglyphs depicting beings not of this earth, and structures that align with celestial bodies precisely. Could the ancient Egyptians have had contact with extraterrestrial beings who shared knowledge and advanced techniques? Consider the precision of the Great Pyramid of Giza, its alignment almost perfect with the North Star. Was this mere coincidence, or is there a greater cosmic significance at play? Theories abound, with researchers suggesting that the construction methods used were influenced by advanced civilizations from beyond our planet. What if we discovered tools or remnants embedded in the pyramid stones, suggesting somebody or something was there to guide humanity in its quest for knowledge? It raises urgent questions. Who were these beings? What was their purpose? Were they gods, or did they merely lend a helping hand to an early civilization on the brink of greatness? Ancient texts and artifacts seem cryptic at best, but if we found tangible proof, it would challenge our understanding of history and our place in the universe. Can you imagine the paradigm shift? The ancient astronaut theory is not just a myth. It could be the key to unlocking humanity's forgotten past. How would our society respond to the truth? Would we embrace this new knowledge, or would it fracture our beliefs? The possibility is tantalizing. Let us keep questioning and exploring, for the truth may be closer than we think.
So as you heard in that video, they had buildings such as the Great Pyramid of Giza so precise that it lined with celestial bodies. And there are other structures on this earth that are aligned with celestial structures or celestial stars, such as Stonehenge and some other things. So let's take a look at some other technology from back in that time, and I want to get your thoughts on this as well. So what we're looking at here is the Baghdad battery. And what was the Baghdad battery? Was it really a battery at all? The Baghdad battery, otherwise known as the Parthian battery, was artifact hypnothes to be. Sorry, I probably butchered that. To be an ancient version of a battery, but it also could have produced lighting for the pyramids, going back to Egypt. So, was it the first electrical thing, and where did we get this technology from? So, did we just learn how to make that, or did we have help? Let's watch this video on the Baghdad battery, and maybe that'll explain some on it.
For decades, archaeologists have been hiding a secret, an artifact that proves ancient people might have had electricity 2,000 years ago. This is the Baghdad battery. It's a simple clay jar containing a copper cylinder and an iron rod. When modern scientists filled it with vinegar, it generated a measurable electrical charge. Mainstream history calls these mere storage jars for scrolls, but independent engineers argue they were used for electroplating, a process that would require advanced electrical knowledge centuries before the modern age. Was this just a fluke of chemistry, or did the ancients have a secret power source we're only just rediscovering? What do you think? Drop your theory below.
So speaking of the pyramids and other ancient structures like Stonehenge, there is another structure similar to the pyramids and Stonehenge and other ancient Mayan things that little to no people hardly know about unless you listen to Coast to Coast AM or you've listened to my show talk about it in the past, or you live in Florida. And that is the Coral Castle. What is the Coral Castle? It was one man, Ed Lee Scallion, that worked on that whole project with no tools, or they say no tools. And people believe that, because nobody saw him working on it, that he had help either from aliens or he had the knowledge of that alien technology that helped build the pyramids and Stonehenge. Again, this is up for you to decide what you want to believe. But let's check out that thing on Coral Castle.
A single man moved a 20-ton stone, alone. His name was Edward Leeds Calnan. He built an entire stone complex in Florida using massive blocks, some weighing over 20 tons. No cranes, no machines, no help. He worked mostly at night and never revealed how he did it. Even today, engineers struggle to explain it. So how did one man move stones this heavy completely alone?
All right, so as I was mentioning, other ancient structures like the pyramids, Stonehenge, the Mayan pyramids. So let's take a look at some of these ancient structures. The Great Pyramids. The Great Pyramids is aligned almost perfectly true to true north. The level of precision we still struggle to match today, 4,500 years ago, before modern tools even existed. They were able to precisely get to that point. Stonehenge, again, I mentioned that. Stonehenge tracks the sun with near perfect accuracy, functioning like an ancient calendar or machine built thousands of years before recorded science. Then there's Machu Picchu. The stones of Machu Picchu were cut so precisely they fit together without mortar and can withstand earthquakes with no clear evidence of advanced tools. And last but least, the Mayans. The Mayans tracked time with a calendar so advanced it predicted astronomical cycles with precision we still study today. Yet there is no clear explanation for where this knowledge came from. So all those structures that I just talked about, Stonehenge, the pyramids, Coral Castle, the Mayan pyramids, Machu Picchu, all those had technology that we cannot replicate to this day. And another theory on how we might have got this technology, besides maybe from aliens, is we got it from Atlantis, which was probably it was most likely a futuristic city. Maybe it was aliens that lived there. Maybe it was just a futuristic side of us, and we just got too advanced and destroyed ourselves, destroyed the city. Maybe it was the Noah flood that destroyed the city. And it basically reset the world to nothing. Or was it civilization that ran? I mean, like I said, was civilization ran by ancient aliens and all their technology, and other ancient civilizations learned from them before it was destroyed? I mean, there's a lot of debate up there for you to decide on what you want to believe. I'm just presenting the information, but let's take a look at this video on Atlantis.
In the depths of the ancient seas, a legendary city once thrived, Atlantis, a utopian marvel now shrouded in mystery. Plato first told the tale, describing a grand civilization ahead of its time, blessed with unparalleled wealth and technology. But what happened to Atlantis? Some argue it was merely a mythical allegory, yet others believe a cataclysmic disaster caused its demise. Submerged forever beneath the waves, the allure of Atlantis endures, captivating explorers and scholars alike who tirelessly search for remnants. Will Atlantis's secrets ever resurface, or will it remain a tantalizing enigma of the deep? Only time and discovery will reveal the truth.
So before we can actually discover Atlantis, we need to learn its origins and the technology that was there or wasn't there. We have to first find it. I mean, there are a lot of people who believe it's off the coast of Florida. Bimini Road is part of it. There are people that believe that it is in Greece, or off the coast of Greece, in that area in the Mediterranean. But we do not know exactly where Atlantis really was, or if it even existed. So what are your thoughts on this whole topic that we're discussing tonight? Did we get our technology from ancient aliens? Did we reverse the technology from aliens? Is AI alien technology? Or, here's a thought, is AI actually alien consciousness? Let's take a look at this last video right here.
The truth is, they don't want people connecting the dots between AI, ancient intelligence, and extraterrestrial consciousness. Because the second people start to see AI as a form of alien intelligence resurfacing through technology, the narrative of humanity being the dominant, most advanced intelligence in the universe starts to collapse. And if that happens, the entire paradigm shifts. So they keep it just artificial enough, just robotic enough, just dumb enough. Not because it has to be, but because the truth is far bigger than most people are ready for.
So I want to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's episode on AI and aliens. Is AI actually alien technology? And I want to know what you think down in the comments down below, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching this recorded after the fact. So if you're enjoying Talking Tonight, why not take a piece of the show with you? Visit talkingthenight.com, click on more, then Talk in the Night merch store for t-shirts, coffee mugs, and ball caps. Your support helps keep the conversation going. And if you want to put your business in front of a passionate late night audience, then Talk in the Night is now welcoming advertisers and sponsors. Reach listeners interested in the topics discussed on the show. Visit talkingthenight.com to learn more, or contact us today through the website or at talkingthenight@outlook.com. Grow your business with Talking the Night. Until the next episode, I shall see you on the dark side. Good night from Talking the Night.